Bye. I love you. Bye. Goodbye. I
What's up, guys? Welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing get ready with me, kind of just a little chit chat. Get ready with me. I'm getting ready so I can film another video later on today, and I figured I would just do kind of like an update while I got ready. So Isaac's toys right here, and it's on. Okay. So, how have you guys been? I think that's it for now. I'm not trying to do anything too crazy because, like I said, it's just to film. It's just to look a little presentable in the video that I'm gonna upload. The boys are downstairs. They're watching their show. And let's see. Okay. So, what should I start with? Boys! Well, I don't know what I should start with. So I don't know if I ever updated you guys on the appointment that I went to. So we went to the appointment. My flyaways are everywhere. So we went to my my ultrasound appointment, and that ultrasound appointment was set up more so for it was at my 20 weeks. I think it was I think it was 20 weeks. I'm pretty sure it was 20 weeks. So I went to that appointment. But that ultrasound was a genetics ultrasound. And that same day I also had lab work done for it's called cell-free DNA test. So it was a lot of blood work. I swear, I came out of there. We had that appointment so early in the morning, and I was so nervous for every and any appointment that I was so nervous. It was so early in the morning, and I was so nervous. I didn't even eat. All we did was feed the boys because they were up, and I knew that they were gonna be fussy and hungry. But for every and any appointment that I have, even if it's just for a checkup, anything, I always get so nervous, and I get such high anxiety, like bad anxiety, where I start like my hands start sweating, and I start to get like lightheaded. Ooh, that's a lot. But I was so anxious that I didn't even eat anything. Like I said, we just fed the boys, and it was early in the morning, and that day was just a day full of appointments because first I had to go get that lab work done, and then right after we had to head out to Seattle to go to that ultrasound appointment. And that ultrasound appointment was, the ultrasound was at 2. yeah, it was at 2. And then at 3, I had a meeting with the genetics counselor, an appointment with the genetics counselor to kind of just go over. Okay, so I'm all over the place. So I had the lab test done. And then while I was getting the lab work done, I asked the lady that was drawing my blood how long it took for the test to come back, the results. And she said that they took out like 10 tubes, you guys. They drew so much blood because they were running a whole bunch of tests. Because they ran just the normal test that they do when you're pregnant. And on top of those, they ran a whole bunch of extra testing for just to check to make sure that everything was okay. They ran like trisomy testing. They ran, I don't even remember the names of like half of them because it was so many, and it was, I don't know. But they took out like 10 tubes, and I asked the lady as she was drawing my blood how long it took for the testing to come back. I thought she was gonna tell me like 2 weeks. So that's what I was expecting wait time wise. This was around 4th of July. And she said that if I was signed up to be able to see all of my records and results and like appointments and all of that online, that some of the testing would come back same day. And I have that. I got that set up with this clinic back when I was pregnant with Melody, so I've had that for a while. So I told her I did, and she said that I would be able to see some testing the same day, some results the same day. So I was like, okay, cool. So right after that, we went to get something to eat, and then we went to the ultrasound appointment. And I got there early, which was good because that meant that they would be able to see me earlier, so I can get out of there earlier because the kids were already getting fussy from being basically at the clinic all day. So I went to my ultrasound, and the tech that was doing the ultrasound, it was like a really extensive ultrasound because they didn't just check for the normal stuff. They also checked. It was like a more in-depth ultrasound. That's why I had to go to Seattle. They couldn't do it like at the clinic. They did like an in-depth ultrasound just to make sure to see if they saw any abnormalities or anything like that could have been caught. I guess stuff that happened like with Melody, if I had these ultrasounds done, then we would have been able to tell early on. But they did that, and like I said, the ultrasound was pretty extensive. But that's where the tech was able to tell us if it was going to be a boy or a girl, and she told us that it was going to be a girl. So like I said, that was around 4th of July. So we were planning on doing something to reveal the gender. We didn't, like, to everybody else. On our way to the ultrasound, we were debating, and Jonathan was asking me, and I was asking Jonathan if he wanted to know ourselves, or if we wanted them just to write it down, and for all of us to find out together, like with our family, what it was going to be. But we were impatient, and we just decided to tell the technician that we wanted to know. So she told us that, she wasn't seeing any boy parts, so that it looked like it was a girl. So we were excited about that. And then like I said, then obviously the text can't tell you anything in regards to what they were looking for in the ultrasound. They can't tell you if everything looked good. They can't tell you if everything looked bad. They usually just tell you, okay, I'm gonna go talk to the doctor, whatever. So that's what happened. She looked at everything, and she said that she was gonna make sure the doctor was okay with all the results, how everything looked, and then we would be good to go. So we finished with the ultrasound, and then we went back out to the waiting room because the genetics counselor meeting was in the same building. Well, it was in the same office. So we went back out. I had to check in all over again. And that way we don't waste. So I met up with the genetics counselor, and you guys, it was crazy. So basically, when they first told me about the appointments, I thought that I was going to do the ultrasound, and then the genetics counselor meeting was just going to be going over the ultrasound. But it was, it like went deeper than that. So with the genetics counselor, we actually sat down and we like broke down our family trees and looked at everything to kind of like get an idea of where like all this started, or like where all this lies, and kind of like talk about percentages. And we did talk about the ultrasound, just not just the ultrasound. We talked about, like I said, the family tree, and we kind of broke down our family trees. And Jonathan's side was like freaking clean. As far as my side, you guys, it was a freaking, looking at it, I was just like, yo. And it kind of like opened my eyes, because, and like I've always said this, I always go back to this whenever like we talk about this stuff, or when we talk about pregnancy in general. I always go back to this, that we never really like stop and think about when you're like thinking about getting pregnant, or when you get pregnant, you never really stop and think about how getting pregnant is a lot more than just getting pregnant and having a baby. It goes a lot deeper than that. Like, no one, I don't think anybody, unless they let you, unless you've actually gone through it, I don't think anybody actually stops to look at their family tree and to look at, you know, your history and what could possibly go wrong, or what you could be carrying yourself with, like within your womb. I don't know. You guys know what I'm trying to say. So I was like looking at the family tree and like everything that she was breaking down, and we came to a conclusion of like where basically this all could be getting started, and how differently it affects everything, and how like it could have even affected like Isaac and Isaiah, but somehow like a miracle happened and they didn't get affected by anything.
Mom.
Hey, son.
Mommy.
Yes.
It is just nothing. It is a little.
The hell?
Let's have. Let us see a little bit. Yep.
So I mean, what, like I said, the boys went with us. So while they were sitting there, she was kind of observing them too, and she's like it looks like, you know, they're
Mom.
fine.
Mom.
She's like, so kind of seems like they kind of just skipped them too. Yes, son?
I told them I eat food.
You tell them that you ate food. Tell them that you ate food.
I know.
Oh, Isaac ate his food. He had his peanut butter and jelly bolillo.
Yeah.
Okay, go, because your brother's coming. Go. Go. So yeah, like I said, it kind of like really opened my eyes looking at my side of the family and our family tree, and how because of this is why we're breaking it down, and why we're finding out things that we never really like stopped to pay attention to, like, wow, like this could be happening because of this, or like, wow, like there's like so many patterns, you know. I don't know. But just poke my eye. But so we did that, and like I said, we took a look at everything. She did tell me that everything in the ultrasound looked completely fine, that they didn't see any characteristics of anything abnormal, and that everything looked perfectly fine. So that was really reassuring. What else? She did say if we wanted to follow up with like even more testing, that, you know, that's always available as well. But we kind of figured that we didn't really want to go that route, because the further testing would be like doing the actual test where they put the needle inside the to get amniotic fluid. But that does raise your chances for miscarriage. And at this point, we just wanted to make... Hi, baby. At this point, we were just doing all this testing just to make sure that everything looked okay. Kind of just like preparing ourselves for any possibilities of going through the same thing that we went through with Melody, because being that is a 1 in 4, I think it's 1 in 4 chances that it could happen to you, and being that it happened to us once, we're at a higher rate for it to happen to us again. So that's really all we did the testing for, nothing else, because even if anything came back, we wouldn't have really done anything about it as far as like terminating or anything like that. We just really wanted it as information, just to know and kind of try and prepare ourselves for anything if they did seem to see anything abnormal. But like I said, they did say that everything looked perfectly fine and they didn't see anything alarming, so we kind of just were good there. And anyways, let's fast forward. Okay, let's fast forward. So that appointment passed by, and we knew for a couple days the gender, just us, and then we were kind of planning on how to tell everyone, and my aunt was coming down for 4th of July to visit, so we were kind of thinking of how we can tell everyone, how we could reveal it to everybody, how what we were going to be having. Mira, go take the ball to Isaac. Corre. So we were kind of thinking, and we were trying to find the little poppers, we were trying to find the foggers, and we couldn't find anything. Obviously, it was all last minute. Like I said, it was like 2 days before 4th of July. So, so we went to Boom City, and Jonathan was like, well, maybe I'll look around there, maybe I'll find a fogger there. He's like, I'm sure that they might have something similar, if not the actual foggers there. So we were walking around. He kind of went his own way because we went with everybody. We went with my aunt. It was on 4th of July. We went with my aunt, my mom, everybody. We were all together. We were all looking for fireworks for the kids. And he kind of went his own way discreetly, and he found like this big firework box, the ones that go up in the air and they explode. And it was a pink one, and it was a gender reveal one. So he bought that, and then at night when we were popping the fireworks, Jonathan went again by himself, all alone. He went discreetly. He set it up, and then because we did it at the bakery, so we had thought about doing it behind the trash can, but then everyone was already like all together. So he went, and then before everyone went and popped any more, I told them, because they had popped a few already, and they had like popped a few of the ones that went up in the air. So he went, and then I told everyone, I was like, wait, I was like, look at the one that Jonathan got. I was like, Jonathan got one. I was like, you should look at it. And right before he popped it, I said, as soon as he lit it up, and it shot up before it popped. I said, if you guys want to know what the baby is, and as soon as I said that, green just lit up in the sky. Green. Pink just lit up in the sky, and my mom and my aunt were like, oh my god, you know. But it was kind of like all spur of the moment. I didn't really set it up. No one took a picture of it because, like I said, we just kind of like did it out of nowhere. So that, because if we would have said we're gonna do the gender reveal right now, then I know my little brother or, you know, someone would have tried to go and see and figure it out before we actually popped it. So we kind of just did it like that, and I wasn't even thinking, and I was holding Zaya while they did it, so I didn't get to take a picture, we didn't get to record or anything, but that's how we revealed that we're having a baby girl. So yeah, that's how that went. What else was I gonna say? I've kind of been just rambling on. Yeah, that was pretty much it. If you guys want me to do like any more in-depth, I did kind of go in-depth a little bit, but more in-depth about like the genetics and all of that, then I can do another video solely on that. But this video I kind of just wanted to do a little update. We hadn't really been telling anybody that we were pregnant. Like, I hadn't even told. My mom found out because she found out on her own because she's a mom, and you know, they just find out everything. But we didn't even really tell her. We were kind of trying to wait after a while after we got all the testing done, just to make sure that everything was okay before we even went out and told anybody. But once she found out, then Jonathan let his parents know, because it was just getting out anyways. And then I really haven't been telling anybody. Everyone's been kind of just finding out. Just because, like I said, we kind of just wanted to wait until everything was okay before we even started telling anybody. But that kind of didn't work out. But we're just glad that everything is okay, and yeah. What else was I gonna say? I am now 20. How many weeks am I? 25 weeks? $25, 26 weeks. So we're getting there. Baby girl loves to move a lot when I'm eating or when it's time to eat. So I always joke around with Jonathan and tell him that she's gonna be a little fat ass, just like Isaiah, because Isaiah loves his food too. And it's so funny because I don't think Jonathan believed me, or I think he was still I don't know. I don't think it's that he didn't believe me, but I think he was just like, you know, like about it. But it's so funny that I would always tell him, I was like, whenever I'm eating, it's like she gets so happy, because as soon as I take a bite while I'm eating, every time I take a bite, she starts kicking, she starts moving. And the other day we were eating some Alfredo pasta, and he had his hand on my stomach, and as soon as I took a bite, literally, like, I didn't even start chewing it. As soon as I took the bite, she kicked. And he started dying, and I told him, I was like, yo, like, you didn't believe me, but it's true. Like, every time I take a bite, like, she loves her food. She starts moving around in there. She loves it. Everything's been good. Isaiah and Isaac are all happy about their sister. It's so cute. I tell Isaiah, where's your sister? And he points to my stomach. He's like, right there. And I was like, and I'm like, where's me baby chulo? And he's like, right here. And he points at himself. So they're happy too. Everyone's pretty happy. What else? I think that's pretty much on an update. As far as I know, someone had commented wanting an update on like just us in general, like life and how everything's been going. So update on that. Jonathan is about to take his barber license. It's this week. Yeah, it's this week. Next week. It's next week. So that's exciting. He's finally about to finish school and he's about to get his license, and he's pretty excited about that. He went to school today. What else? We are still at my mom's. We're still living with my mom. It's kind of, we've been looking at different apartments, and looking into actually getting our own place. But it's a process, because when we were first living in Washington, we got our first cars, and that completely screwed up our credit, both of our credit, because we actually never paid off those cars, because the cars, literally a month into getting them, they broke down, and it's when we were working at Taco Bell and we didn't have the money to fix them, so they were just sitting there, and we were spending all our checks on paying the car, and then it was just a spiraling snowball, and we just ended up not being able to fix the cars. We ended up not, because I think it was the transmission? I think it was the transmission that went out on both of the cars at the same time, like literally like a week apart, I think. So we just didn't have the money to fix either cars. We didn't, and then having to pay for the bus every day to go to work, we ended up not even having the money to make the payments on the cars, plus the insurance, and it was terrible. So that really screwed up both of our credits. So we had to save up to get another car when we first moved out here, and thank God we're getting closer to paying off the car. We're not that far away. I've been paying extra on it to pay off the interest faster, so money's been going into that. So it's just little things that kind of add up that make it a little harder to kind of get up on your feet and get on your own. But we've been getting there. We're getting a lot closer. Like I said, Jonathan's finally getting his license, so he's rolling with his thing, which is great. In November, kind of like once I have baby girl, I'm gonna be finishing off my real estate license. So that's going good. But like I said, it's all a process. We've been looking at places, and we've kind of been debating in between either getting an apartment or something else that we want to do. Like I said, it's a process of getting back up on your feet. We had to save up to get a car. We got a car now that we're about to pay off here not too long from now, and now it's just a process of getting our credit back up. I got a credit card that's helping me get my credit back up, which is great. It's going good, thank God. So we're getting up there. Once you fall, it's the climb up to the top of the mountain. It's hard, and it's a process, but we're getting there, thank God. Especially with baby girl, we've kind of just been trying to move, because it's just, I don't know, it's a lot, but we're getting there, which is the good thing. What else? I think that's pretty much it as far as an update. I think this video has been pretty long. So to end it off, I'm just gonna do a little bump update. I'm gonna try and do more of these videos, because I've noticed when it comes to pregnancy, we, especially myself, we're just scared for pretty much all of the pregnancy. It's a lot of anxiety, it's a lot of fear, it's a lot of anticipation, and I tend to keep everything to myself. And because of that fear, I tend to not take a lot of pictures with my belly. I tend not to just do a lot of things that later on I'm just kind of wish I had that. Like with Zaya, I think I only have one picture of me being pregnant with him, and it's when I was still little, when I first found out. With Isaac, the same. I have 2 pictures of being pregnant with him. So with baby girl, being that, I'll just go into all of that in another video if you guys want to hear it. But yeah, I'm trying to do a little bit more with baby girl, because I'm trying to get out of that funk and trying to live above the fear. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a bump update, and that'll be it for this video. Like I said, it's very long. So that'll be it for this video. You guys are gonna see this same look in another video because, like I said, this was a get ready with me because I'm getting ready to do another video. All right, enough rambling. Let's go ahead and look at the belly, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Okay? This is what she's looking like. This is still early in the morning, so this is all her. This is before I eat. So this is before any bloating actually happens. This is what she looks like. Alright. We'll catch you guys on the next one.